Three petitioners tonight. The third one will be Marty Toombs. That's not on anyone's agenda, I don't believe. We failed to put it on, so he will be the third petitioner. The first petitioner is Ann Sandroni, and she's going to talk about Canal Fest and Locktoberfest. So Ann?
Hello, I'm Ann Sandroni. I am the president of the Seneca Falls Business Association and also own two businesses downtown Seneca Falls. The Seneca Falls Business Association represents 60-plus Seneca Falls businesses and merchants who share concerns into promoting commerce, positive visitation experience to those who come to the town of Seneca Falls. By organizing events and advocating on behalf of merchants, the Seneca Falls Business Association has successfully hosts and has welcomed more than 9,000 visitors to its annual It's a Wonderful Life festival. Our summer tourist season brought record-breaking numbers of nearly 60,000 visitors, while the recent revival of Canal Fest brought an additional 5,000 visitors, and these are only the ones that we are able to count. As the Seneca Falls Business Association continues to be the face of Seneca Falls, the poster child, if you will, and the first and often last impression visitors receive while visiting, we cannot continue the new projects, good ideas, and growth that we have begun without your help. The Seneca Falls Business Association thanks the town for their support in making Canal Fest 2016 an event that we are all proud of. We look forward to the town's continued support of this event next year and in the future. One of the ways we're looking to enhance Canal Fest 2017 will be to provide a water taxi to easily allow visitors to access both sides of the canal in a fast and convenient way. We are asking the town to assist the Seneca Falls Business Association with funding for this festival service, which would help in utilization of both sides of the canal and help in minimizing safety concerns with people traveling to both sides. After Canal Fest 2016, the New York Canal Corporation approached the Seneca Falls Business Association and offered Seneca Falls the opportunity to host Locktoberfest. This decision was based on the success of Canal Fest. Only 4 towns in an entire Erie Canal system have been selected to represent the New York State by hosting Locktoberfest, and we should all be very pleased to receive this invitation. Due to time restraints, the Seneca Falls Business Association was unable to participate this year, but we now have suitable time to organize the 2017 event, which coordinates with the bicentennial of the Erie Canal system. The event will be a 2-day festival, with Friday's theme being a block party by the canal, and Saturday will be for vendors, crafters, music, and creating a family-oriented day. New York State Canal Corporation is sponsoring this event with a cash donation of $1,500 to $2,000, and will also be marketing and doing signage. The Seneca County Chamber of Commerce, I Love New York, and the Taste of New York will also assist with marketing. This combined task force will surely ensure another successful event for Seneca Falls. We therefore additionally ask the town to consider financial support to the SFBA for this first Locktoberfest, with many more to follow. Lastly, an initiative that the Seneca Falls Business Association has spearheaded more than 2 years ago has been diligently working in providing an outdoor public address system situated on Fall Street and extending to Cowan Street facing the canal. The system would be used primarily for public announcements, music during many events that take place along our sidewalks, such as the Halloween Parade, Canal Fest, Locktoberfest, It's a Wonderful Life, convention days, and car shows, etc. It will be added to the overall Seneca Falls experience and can be utilized by other organizations holding events here. control center would be centrally situated, ideally in the Seneca Falls Visitor Center. As of this date, the Seneca Falls Business Association has raised over $10,000, which is 50% of the estimated cost of the system. We're asking the town board to consider assisting the Seneca Falls Business Association in achieving this goal by providing the other 50% needed to make this a reality. If so, would the town be able to consider this assistance in 2016 so it could be ready for the upcoming events this year? Thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate your support in Seneca Falls.
Can I ask a few questions? So for the Locktoberfest for next year,
Yeah.
are we certain it's going to be here, or do they pick from, 4 different places? How does that work?
We were picked 4, and we have it forever. So we were hoping to get more information by the end of July at the latest when we had Canal Fest, but they really didn't get back to us till like mid-September, and there's a lot of things, because you're using their logos and stuff, they have a lot of, we just couldn't do it. So, but
So
it's
that's
ours.
an annual event
Yes,
that's going to happen?
yes.
Okay. And with the outdoor public system, so if I understand, you want to be able to pipe music like through downtown and
And on the back.
in the back?
This year for Canal Fest, we Bach brought down his system and we had it on the back of the deck, and you could hear it all the way across on the other side of the canal. In the past, when Smith and Jones used to be here, they used to have a system outside, and when there was events going on, you could readily hear it, or music playing on the streets.
So this would actually, we would be putting speakers throughout downtown?
On the buildings, their outdoor speaker system. They would be essentially, the system itself would be inside the visitor center.
Great, thank you.
Anybody else?
What would that 50% be that you're asking, funding?
It's $20,000 and we've raised $10,000.
Okay. Thank you. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Kyle Black?
Good evening, and thank the board for having me this evening. I wanted to provide an update on our odor control and capping efforts on the out at the landfill. So you'll see I put a couple of boards up that Joe DiTorio, our in-house engineer, did a very nice job here. Put some pictures of what's going on up here. So basically, we are capping the western landfill, which is the landfill closest to the Waterloo side. We're placing final cover on the western and southern side, placing a temporary cover on the eastern side. All of the landfill gas wells, as previously reported, have been drilled and tied in. We added an additional quarter mile of 24-inch landfill gas header along the inside to take the additional capacity of the additional gas that we're getting out of the landfill. We've also installed another 12 to 13 horizontal collectors just below these final cover layers that are going on. So basically, we're about 60% complete. We started in the northwest corner. We're proceeding to the south. We've got about 16 acres of the membranes down. So there's 3 layers of plastic that go down. There's a plastic. The initial layer sits right on the clay grade, and that's where the gas extraction comes from. Then there's a 40 mil linear low density membrane that goes on top of that seals everything. It's 100% welded, and every seam is 100% tested to ensure that it keeps everything in, keeps rainwater out, and keeps the gas in. Then on top of that, there's another drainage layer and geosynthetic drainage layer, and finally 24 inches of soil and topsoil, which will eventually green up, maybe not this fall, but next spring, and that's basically our final cover. It'll be pretty much enveloping the whole western and southern side of this landfill. We're also gearing up to do the temporary inside cover, so pretty much 3 sides of this landfill will have vinyl and/or the membrane cover on it. The northern half, which eventually we're going to tie into, just has a clay cover, but we're also installing some additional horizontal collectors in there to ensure that gas will continue inside into the landfill gas wells and throughout the pipes. And that's kind of it for the update. Pretty short, pretty sweet. We encourage anybody to come out and see the project firsthand. It's going well. It's a pretty significant investment. It's about a $10 million investment. So far, so good. Mother Nature stays with us, and we'll get it all wrapped up here. Hopefully, the permanent cover by the end of October, the temporary cover by November, and we'll be in a really good place.
Thank you. Any questions? Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next petitioner is Marty Toombs, Seneca Falls Library.
Thank you for taking time for me tonight. I'm representing the Seneca Falls Library. I'm currently the president of the board. I want to thank the board for your financial support of what you have budgeted for this year, and also hoping that you'll take us into consideration for next year. The library continues to be an extremely busy place, which makes the board and everybody else, I think, very happy. We had 68,000 library visits last year. We had 4,200 residents of Seneca Falls who made use of the library, and 1,400 people who don't live in Seneca Falls who made use of the library too, which of course is good for us. We are here to serve whoever walks in the doors. We've had a couple of new initiatives this year. One of them is a new collection aimed for local businesses, but also for job searching. And we're looking at opportunities to do a little bit more of that as well, so that we can be a resource for a group of people who may not necessarily think that the library is the first place they should go. We've also are getting involved in a relationship with Workforce Development in the county. They've been very interested in working with us and us with them, and to try and help people who are looking to a better job or a job to be able to use library resources to get to that point. The other thing I guess we did over the summer that maybe people didn't hear about so much, but we managed to get a grant and we ran a bookmobile in the summer. And I don't think there's been a bookmobile in Seneca County for 30 years. We took books out to kids who did not have access to a library over the summer because they didn't have transportation to get into town. Very successful program, and one that I see expanding. The other thing that we're in the process of starting up, we're calling it the Geek Squad, but I think we may have to change the name. I think there's a store that's already got that name. But we're going to be pairing up teenagers with senior citizens to teach them how to use technology. So there's a lot of good things going on. Again, appreciate your support in the past, and I hope you can expect it in the future as well. I don't know if there's any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
The library is working with the Women's Rights National Park 2 this Friday. They're going to have an outdoor movie at the Women's National Park in the outdoor area. So if anyone knows of any kids, I believe it's Frankenweenie, and it's going to be outdoors. Bring a blanket. We're making popcorn, and it should be a really good time for everybody too. So that'll be this Friday at 7 o'clock.
Approval of minutes. I need a motion to approve the regular monthly meeting minutes of September 6, 2016, and a special meeting of September 14, 2016. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. Discussion.
I do have one thing I'd like to add to the minutes when we're talking about the grants. I mentioned a grant for the bridge on Bridge Street.
Okay. So you want to add that was discussed?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. And we probably will be looking at the next round of grants because they come out on a yearly basis. Okay. Any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mrs. Greer. Seeing that I asked a couple of staff to come back tonight to set up our budget workshops, I'm going to get into some dates right now, and then we'll go on to the reports and the rest of the meeting. We're going to have our budget workshops as we're in budget season now, and we have budget workshops for each of the departments and talk about the proposed budget from there. So we're going to go first to Parks and Recreation budget workshop. Anyone want to throw out a date? Well, I'll start throwing out dates. That could be held on Wednesday, October 19th. What time? What's your pleasure, folks? 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Okay. That will be 4 p.m. The public is invited, and that will be held here. Is the press here tonight? Yep. Okay, David. We're going to post this in the press, and this will also be posted on our website. Department of Highways workshop. You want to do 2 in a row, or what's your pleasure? Yep. Okay. Okay, so we'll give, do you think 2 hours will do it, Jim? Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
If we're there 2 hours for me, boy, we've done a bad job.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
half hour really usually is all it
Half hour.
takes, unless,
Okay.
unless there's a lot of,
So that day,
Want to say an hour?
it wouldn't be any more than that,
that,
sure.
that day we'll have 2 budget workshops, one for highway and one for Parks and Recreation. And it's starting at 4 p.m. Okay?
You want me to come at 4 and Jim at 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Jim wants to come a little earlier, just in case we
Jim,
get it done and over
does that work
with.
for you, Jim? If I go at 4 and you go right after?
But,
Okay.
but they'll have 2 back-to-back that night. Is the assessor's office going to need a budget workshop for their department? Yes.
Yeah, they will.
Yep, okay. So, we'll do the 3rd one that night too, the assessor's workshop, okay? So we'll do 3 that night.
We all go this?
Yeah,
Would that be 6 p.m., Greg?
yeah, 6 p.m. Is that okay with you? Okay. So to recap that, on Wednesday, the 19th of October, we'll have 3 budget workshops, Parks and Recreation, Highway, and the Assessor. Okay. We'll have to set up one for the town courts, but the justices aren't here, so I guess we'll set up one if we need to change that, we can. How about, Wednesday, the 26th, a week later, starting at 4 p.m. Okay, the town justices, town courts will be here at 4 p.m.
We have our highway meeting at 4, our committee meeting, that's at 4 o'clock that day.
Okay.
I mean, we could switch,
Could you reschedule that
Yeah.
highway?
Is that okay with you? If we reschedule the highway committee meeting so that we can have, because that would be the 4th Wednesday, which is usually at 4 o'clock, our highway,
Yeah, we can reschedule the,
okay,
not this one, the other.
the next one, yeah, the October one.
Yeah, that,
Okay.
I'll go with it.
Okay. So 4 p.m. we'll have the town justices. Water and sewer will be that evening also, about 5 o'clock. Okay? Chief, how about that night at 6 o'clock? Okay?
I don't think 1 hour is going to be enough for water and sewer.
You don't, okay.
You're going to need at least 2.
Okay, how about 7 p.m., Chief? Okay. Okay, Nikki, clerks, do we?
What we usually do at night, it doesn't take long. So
Okay.
you can put the clerk, the zoning, all miscellaneous funds.
Okay.
Do it all at once.
The town board too. Okay, how about, can we go to Thursday, the 27th? For those three, clerk, zoning, and town board, no? Okay. How about Thursday, the 20th? Tuesday, the 18th?
That's fine, as long as it's like at 6.
6? Okay. We'll start at 6 that night? Okay. So that would be October 18th at 6 p.m., zoning, clerk, and the town board budget here, budget workshop. Am I missing any?
I'll work them in.
Okay.
Greg, may I ask, could I piggyback on the 18th and move me off the 19th? There is a soccer game that day that I need to officiate.
What time is that?
Well, on Wednesday, the 19th, there's a soccer game at 5.
You want to start that at 3:30 then?
If I can go at 3:30, it'd be great.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, or I could move to Tuesday if you want, on the night.
Well, Tuesday, the 18th, we're not able to start until 6 p.m.
But I could go, I'm saying I could go at 7 or something if you want, or we can, or more moving.
Okay, if we don't think that's going to take too long, how about moving Parks and Recreation to about 7:30 on Tuesday night?
That's fine.
On the 18th, okay?
I'll arrive around 7 just in case and then go from
Yeah.
there. Okay. Thank you, that's better for me, I appreciate it. That moves Jim up, right? Highway to 4 o'clock
Yes,
on?
highway.
Yeah, highway would be at 4 o'clock, assessor would be about 5 o'clock, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and we'll post that on our website. Okay, we have to set a public hearing. I'm going to new business. We have to set a public hearing for the 2017 preliminary budget. Nikki, what's the date that that's usually?
That has to be done the first week in November, when will be our meeting is November 1st, so that's perfect.
Our meeting in November is November 1st, which is the first Tuesday in November. So we'll set the public hearing for 6 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday evening. And we have to set a public hearing for proposed local law to exceed the 2% tax cap. That'll be the same evening?
Yeah, same evening.
Yep, that'll be the same evening too. So we'll have the proposed local law for exceeding the 2% tax cap first, and then the public hearing on the budget. Okay,
So
so,
what time is the public hearing on the local law?
it'll be at 6 o'clock, and then we'll go from there.
And then the public hearing on the budgets, we have to advertise.
Yeah, it'll be 6:30, and hopefully they don't run into each other. They might run a little over, so.
Schedule both at 6 o'clock.
Send them to the folks. Okay.
They're very different.
So it's going to start at 6 o'clock that evening. Okay, so that takes care of all the schedules that we have to make for the next month. So it's going to be a long month, guys. And the public is invited to attend all those workshops, public hearings, and so please come and check the website if you didn't write those dates and times down. Okay, we'll go back to our regular meeting. Reports, door control officer, is she here tonight?
Sir, I don't think there's been any change other than the one I gave you. Just let people know that if they are missing a dog, please come and check. We try to get them up on Facebook as soon as we get them in. We've had a number of dogs picked up, so even if you're from Seneca Falls, you picked up a blue or a tire. We picked up over 30 dogs this month, just up in this area, not just Seneca Falls. So if they're missing, please come and look, at least check our Facebook.
Any questions? I move to accept the report. Second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Zoning officer, you have anything to report?
What's in my report?
Any questions?
Ready for permits out there? Water, give it ready.
I need a motion.
I'll make the motion to accept.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Parks and Recreation, you have anything to add?
No, my report stands as submitted. I would like to just let everybody know something we're very proud of. This Sunday, the Seneca Falls Community Center is being inducted into the Minders Academy Sports Hall of Fame. And we're very proud of that, based on our partnership over the years of the things that we do together to promote sports and athletics here in Seneca Falls. Tickets are available for anybody who wants to go. We have them at our place, plus they're, I think, available at Minders Academy. So if you'd like to go, please join us in celebrating our inductions. We appreciate that.
I think Recreation Department earns a round of applause for that.
Jim, on Night, October 8th, 5K run. What time is that starting?
9:30 is the mile run, I believe, and 10 o'clock is the 5K.
Thank you. I don't
Welcome.
see any time in there.
Oh, I didn't put it on there, sorry, I should have.
Okay. Need a,
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes, or the notes, sorry.
need a second? Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Highway Superintendent report. Anything to add, Jim?
Yeah, Greg, I got two estimates here to put a canopy over the fuel tanks that we got up there for the winter months coming up. And I've got two estimates here. I talked it over with my committee, and I'd like to pick one to have that done before the winter.
Okay. Any more? Anything else, Jim?
Just that we got our fall pickup, which would be October 24th. Everything's got to be out to the road, one time go through. And also a reminder, November 1st is no parking on the streets for the winter months.
I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve this report.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. The assessors report.
Just business as usual. I understand there's going to be some interviewing done this week, and hopefully there will be a new assessor by next month.
Okay, and when will the interviews take place this week? Okay.
Tomorrow, I believe.
And you're going to interview everyone on the list tomorrow, or?
I believe there's 3 people tomorrow. 4. And Dan Collins will be in on those, the former assessor, and I think the transition will be quite smoothly, so there shouldn't be any interruption of work.
Well, thank you for all of those on that committee. Annette is the assessor, there's Mary Lou, the secretary, there's Nikki, Don Collins, and
I think
David DeLavis. Yeah, so, and I want to give special...
Emil Bovee.
Oh, Emil Bovee is a citizen member too.
Is that,
Okay. So, but I want to give a special thanks to that committee that worked hard, that looked at a lot of resumes, and it's down to tomorrow. So thank you very much. Attorney for the town, Mr. Morrell.
Well, there's, other than the matters that appear later on the agenda, there's nothing new to report.
I have a motion to accept his report.
I'll make a motion to accept the report.
I have a second.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Town justices, is town justice here tonight? No. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the town justice report.
Need a second.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Water and sewer, Joe?
I have nothing to add.
Any questions for Joe? I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the report for water and sewer.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I would like to thank our crew for still keeping up, doing a good job. We got Rumsey Street done. Really good job.
Okay. Next Wednesday, which is October 12th, at 7 p.m., I want to remind everyone here. There'll be a public information meeting on water and sewer infrastructure in our town. So that'll be an open meeting. Please attend. And we'll give the presentation, and the audience and the board members will be able to ask questions. And we'll just have people raise their hands. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes, to accept his report.
Second. Oh, we already did that? Okay. Police chief, police report. You have anything to add, Chief?
Yeah, I'd just like to add that this past month we had our child fitting station at the Seneca Falls Firehouse up on Bayard Street, and that was very successful. I'd like to thank the fire department for opening up their doors. We have a great working relationship with our local fire department, and it was a very successful event.
Chief, do you have a number on the number of seats you exchanged that day or gave out to people, either booster seats or the car seats themselves?
I didn't get an exact number, but I know that we had members from the Seneca County Sheriff's Department, Waterloo PD, our agency there, and they were busy for the entire time during the event, so I'm guessing we handed out quite a few.
Where do the donations come for those chairs?
Well, in the past, we've got the chairs through the Child Passenger Safety Grant. This year, they stopped supporting the chairs. I'm hoping they're going to go back to that because we're quickly running out of those. And so I'm hoping they're going to change their mind and then continue to support those. So we've got those fully funded through a grant in the past, but as of this year, they stopped doing that. So I'm hoping they're going to change their mind at that very quickly.
How much was that grant, do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I do not. 7,000 something maybe.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the police report.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Barton and Judas.
Certainly. Important thing to report on this month. I'm very pleased to report that the water damage that was caused by a faulty pipe in the new municipal building that occurred about 8 weeks ago now has resulted, frankly, in some pretty intense negotiations with an insurance company. Very pleased to report that those negotiations have been very successful. The insurance company has agreed to cover essentially all the costs of the repairs. Those repairs actually will be underway this week, and the schedule for occupying the building, I believe, will still occur in November, albeit probably late November at this point. But again, we're very pleased to report that that issue, I believe, is going to be behind us, and hopefully in a couple of months the meeting will be in the new building. Additionally, Dave, just to clarify, I'm not sure if we clarified entirely on the Bridge Street Bridge as far as the grants were concerned.
Yes.
You know, as a result of the inspection that was completed last year, our folks have actually submitted that upgrade for 2 different grant programs that they follow closely. So we're expecting to hear, and the hope is that possibly as early as next year, we'll hope to hear that the town actually has been successful, at least one of those grants, maybe 2.
Just hoping the grant that they had in there, you know, that we use that, the Wonderful Life Bridge and all that was added in there.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think that our folks are fairly confident that as they go through the process with that, that they will be awarded some grant money to take care of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been listed. So I just wanted to clarify that it is in process.
Okay.
And it looks looks favorable. The other thing is the 414 sewer project upgrade. Just happy to report that I think the final easements that are needed between the masons out there and also the landfill are in the works, and we expect to have them in hand within a couple of days. The contractor's still on schedule, so I think that project should come to a successful conclusion by the end of this year, which was the original schedule. So things are in hand on that. Folks are working well with the town. So I think we're in good shape. And then as Greg pointed out, we will be putting on that public information session next Wednesday at 7 p.m. to talk water sewer infrastructure in the town. Look forward to that.
Any other committee reports?
I have a question.
Yes?
When you said the water damage, the insurance company is going to cover essentially all the costs. Does that mean all the costs?
Every
or-
bit of, I'm sorry, to clarify that, yes, all the
Okay.
costs. And that's, yes. Thanks.
And I've been saying, the IT server room,
Yes.
can we start that first so we can get Steve in?
That's going to be a priority, yeah. We met with Steve, and I think we've got a good plan in progress to get that room done, get his work going. So, yeah, we're working logistics of this so that we can move along and get everything done.
Yeah, 'cause I know it's on that one side, police on the other side, we get the police moved.
Yeah, yep. So we're working along those lines, Dave. Good
All right,
point.
thanks.
Yep.
We have communications that were received and filed. To approve those communications is listed.
Make a motion to accept the communication.
Second,
I'll second it.
discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Under old business, the sale of condominium and surplus real properties. We had another offer on one of our properties. Can I name the property?
That depends which one.
10 Fall Street. Okay.
Well, that's the latest update.
Yeah, okay. And I'm sorry I forgot this, it was written in my notes to add to it, but we are going to need to meet an executive session with those people who are making an offer on it. So how do I term that meeting in executive session? I would suggest that it's...
Add it to one of the ones you have already?
Yeah, I would suggest that we have it on October 12th at 6 p.m. And so...
So that'd be immediately before the infrastructure?
Yeah,
presentation.
So how would you word that motion, Pat?
Well, you're really just setting a meeting, but we'll advertise it as it'll be a public meeting, but it's going to be an executive session because it's a matter that could impact upon the value of real property.
Okay. Is that okay? That's 6 p.m. on the 12th. I have a motion. Do I have a motion for that? To set that meeting 6 p.m. on the 12th?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
On the same topic of the sale of surplus properties, as the board is aware, we have the offer, the bid that has been submitted and accepted for 60 State Street. We're currently in the permissive referendum timeframe, and that expires next week on the 14th, which is was 30 days after the action was taken last month. So that's moving forward as well.
Okay, thank you. Write-off uncollectible receivables.
Going to ask that that be carried forward. Table.
D, the Route 414 sewer line transfer from IDA to town.
And that was just discussed by Bartlett and Judas, that we anticipate nailing down the necessary easements here very shortly. And once that is done, the transfer itself from the IDA to the town of that sewer line can be completed.
Police Department convert email to Office 365.
I spoke with Steve today on that. We're going to move forward with providing an estimate on his end, and we should have something for the board by next month.
Steve, anything to add to that?
No, just that I'm currently getting some quotes for pricing.
Thank you. The annual renewal for the SMI permit. Make the motion to renew that. I have a second.
I'd like to go to discussion.
I'll second it.
I have a second. Discussion.
I'd like to see Pat send a letter on this, that we haven't renewed this permit because of the odor. I know landfill's still working with the odor, but I'd like to have a letter sent in by us. And this is why we've held up on the permit to the DEC.
And just to follow up on that same point, you have the permit, you have the odor issue, you have a project that's underway in process. And as I've done in previous meetings, I'm recommending that this be tabled, and we have the completion of this project that they've undertaken. I'd like to see some confirmation once that is completed from our people doing an inspection of the site. And then, of course, we're also in the process of renegotiating the host community agreement during completion. But at the same time, I certainly can do that.
You know, we haven't stopped them or anything, we're still working. I talked to Kyle about it, you know, the odor and everything, and I'd still like to just have a letter into the DEC on why we, you know, we have been not giving them the permit.
Vic, would you like to remove your second?
Yes.
Okay. And since it's already on the table, I don't believe we have to take any action. Is that correct?
Well, can I ask a question? What is the difference between tabling it and voting against renewing it?
Well, Vic removed his second, so there is no second on it, and we have no more discussion. If we could continue to table it then.
I'm just asking, what's the difference between tabling something and voting to not continue it?
Well, it has, under the present host agreement, it's indicated under the present host agreement that it has to be renewed every year. That's part of the host agreement. And if there's a holdup on...
As long as they're not in violation of the host agreement.
Okay.
But that's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking is, what is the difference between tabling it and voting, taking a vote on what to do with it?
So if it goes to a vote and it is, if it goes to a vote and it's approved, then they have their permit. If it goes to a vote and it's not approved, then they will not have their permit. But you would have, if it were to bring it back up for the board's consideration, it would require somebody on the successful side of the previous motion to bring it back to the board's attention. If it were tabled and carried forward to next month, it would simply be reintroduced by anybody. That's the other. And course, if it were then voted down, the town board is already in the position of having a operation with an expired permit, pending reapproval operating. If the board may look at it differently, if it has you have operating landfill with a permit that has been expressly rejected. That part of what to do about that is up to the town board.
Already been operating without what's it called?
It's also addressing the other.
Yeah. You're addressing the owners, I agree. I'm just saying, I didn't see a letter saying that.
Sure.
On why we did this.
Okay, we'll continue the table. Under new business, approval of special events. Any special events coming up?
We do have one permit application. It is from Calvary Chapel, Seneca Falls. They are hoping to have a family fall festival at People's Park on Saturday, October 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's a free event for the public, free food, music, activities for the community. We already have a copy of insurance on file, so good to go. I'm recommending approval. I did review this with committee, Mary, when we met last Monday, so I recommend approval. So
What was the date, Jim?
Saturday, October 22nd, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. I think the event actually starts at 10. I think they put in 9 a.m. to get it set up. So and it's in People's Park again. They have proper insurance and ready to go.
I make a motion to approve the special event.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. In your packet this month, there was Town of Seneca Falls tentative budget for 2017. We set up a number of budget workshops with it. Look at it, read it, ask questions of the department heads. This will be available to the public if they want to look at it ahead of time. And just come prepared to discuss it at the workshops. Make a motion to accept the tentative budget.
I'll make a motion to accept tentative budget.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? I'm sure there'll be more discussion in the weeks to come. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We already scheduled the budget workshops, proposed local law.
If I could, we do have with the proposed local law, there is a resolution that is attached to it in your packet. I am going to ask, since this is a local law, I am going to ask that the board formally adopt the resolution as presented to ensure that the local law is enacted properly. And I'll point out, especially for our town clerk, that the time given is 7 o'clock on November 1, but you scheduled it for 6 o'clock, so that be reflected in the resolution. Everybody has a copy. I can read it if you like, or you can just move the motion as presented.
I'll read it because the public's here and they might not have a copy of it. Resolution introducing proposed local law and providing for public hearing. Whereas the town board of the town of Seneca Falls believes that it would be advantageous to the town to override the tax levy limit imposed by General Municipal Law Section 3-C. Whereas Subdivision 5 of General Municipal Law Section 3-C expressly authorizes the town board to override the tax cap by the adoption of a local law approved by vote of 60% of the town board. Now therefore be it resolved that the proposed local law number 2 of the year 2016 entitled, "A Local Law to Override the Tax Levy Limit Established in General Municipal Law 3-C, B," and the same is hereby introduced before the Town Board of the Town of Seneca Falls, New York, and be it further resolved, the copies of the aforesaid proposed local law be laid upon the desks of each member of the Town Board, and be it further resolved that the Town Board will hold a public hearing on said proposed local law at Town Offices 81 West Baird Street, Seneca Falls, New York, at 6:00 p.m. on November 1st, 2016, and be it further resolved that the Town Clerk publish or cause to be published a notice of said public hearing in the official newspaper of the town at least 10 days prior thereto. Upon adoption of the foregoing provision, the clerk distributed copies of the aforesaid local law to each member of the Town Board. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion.
I have a question. So this is a law because the tax levy limit is 2%, correct? I had somebody explain this to me. I want to just make sure that I understand.
Yeah, that's the simple answer.
Right, so this is a law that overrides the 2% cap that we can raise our budget, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, if we pass this, what is the percentage that we can go above? Is there no percentage?
There's none. There's none. It just removes the limitation. It also doesn't require you to go over it, but it's there
Just in
pending to
case you
see
do.
how these budget workshops work out.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Under F, water sewer purchase water main parts/repair clamps. Joe, do you want to explain this?
These two bids are mainly to replace a lot of the parts that we've used in the last 9 weeks, fixing the water mains and water services. And, the low bidder was Delano Corporation on both of the bids.
Okay, so it's like two bids were received in writing, and that would given the amounts involved, satisfies the town's procurement policy. Yeah, so this is all ready to go for the board.
Need a motion?
Make a motion that we buy these parts. Do we know what line that's coming out?
Yes, 2 different lines.
The low bidder of Delano, is that the motion?
Delano, $3,860.74.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
Discussion. Seeing none, we'll go to the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. G, 2016-17 insurance offerings for town employees. And I'll read this motion. The resolution is, whereas due to changes brought about by the Affordable Care Act, the town is community rated, and whereas due to a change in rating, the town no longer qualifies for the current insurance plan in which town employees are enrolled. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Seneca Falls Town Board does hereby adopt the following as its insurance offering for the 2016-2017 plan year. Simply Blue plus Standard Gold and Simply Blue plus Bronze 4 as selections for all active employees, town retirees, and former village retirees under the age of 65. The employee contribution level will remain at 10% of the overall cost of the employee insurance plan. The town will set aside in an HRA $1,000 for each employee enrolled in a subscriber-only plan coverage, or $2,000 for each employee enrolled in a plan for a subscriber, spouse, or domestic partner enrollment coverage, subscriber plus child or children, or family coverage. The stipend for outing out of coverage for the plan year 2016-2017 will be $2,000 for opting out of single coverage, $4,000 for opting out of all other program coverage. Now therefore be it resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to sign the application and summary of benefits to enroll the town in above said coverage. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion.
I think when we're going to have it going forward, I would suggest beginning the plan of 2018, any employee that's been grandfathered in at the current stipend level must return to the town coverage, but once again, opts out of coverage qualified for the stipend lesser, 1,000, 2,000. I understand there, if they're in the 2,000, 4,000, and they want to come back, they go out of it, and then they want to come back, and they're going to go back to 1,000, 2,000. Yeah, 17, 18, yeah. Yeah.
That would be changed, 2017, 18, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Leaf and brush pickup, week of October 24th. Jim, you already mentioned that. Okay. Tree removal at Lake Road.
Just explain what that is. Down at where Lower Lake Road and Lake Road spur come around, is a property on the opposite side of the playground that we own, the town owns. There's a little parking area and an area right on the corner. That spot, there are a couple of small walnut trees, skinny-wise tall. They're dropping all kinds of walnuts and making a mess, and there's 2 pine trees that are dead that need removal. Those walnuts are creating a problem for the neighbor, big time. So I did get a quote. I am waiting for another, so I'm asking you to table that. I would hope to have it ready tonight, but I didn't receive it in time. So, and that might be something I get in the next few days. Maybe we can, at budget workshop, it might be something we can do.
I think that would be a good thing for the budget workshop.
So, hopefully have that. So I'm asking you to table that for a little while for now.
Okay. We'll take no action on it for tonight instead of tabling it. We'll take no action on it, and we could discuss it at the budget workshop if you have more information, reintroduce it.
I will do that.
Okay.
And the same thing on the next item.
Princess Park, I was going to ask you to do that, so.
Same thing on it. We're not quite ready for there anyways.
Is everyone okay with that? Taking no action? Okay.
Table.
Zoning and planning fall local government workshop. Do we have any attendees going?
Not yet, they just got their pamphlets, so.
Okay.
Julian got it soon.
Okay. And do we need a motion to approve attendees? Okay, we need a motion to approve, what committees would those be? Zoning and planning? Yeah. Zoning, motion to approve members for zoning and planning board to attend the fall local government workshop, which is Wednesday, November 16th at Quality Inn and Suites of Batavia, New York. People from the Zoning and Planning Board, you've attended these before. They're very informative, and I believe that they're good for you to go. Registration fee is $75 per person, $80 after November 7th. So I would recommend that we approve this motion.
That would be approved with mileage and registration fee.
Yeah, approve with mileage and registration fee. Let's go, so try to carpool, guys. I'll second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Waive the 30-day notice for application for liquor license.
So you have an application in your packet from, this one is coming from is it the Hampton Inn? Yeah, that's right. So it's from the Hampton Inn. The alcohol beverage control law requires public notice to a municipality prior to an application being submitted for a liquor license. The application here is for it looks like there's going to be food, but it's limited to wine, beer, and cider. So they've submitted the notice, the 30-day notice, and that gives the board time to make any objections known if you wanted to do that. But otherwise, I don't know that there would be any, but there's also the additional request that you waive the 30-day notice period. It's going on September 22nd, so it'll be completed on October 22nd. You have no obligation to waive the 30-day period. It's a new application, so it's not like somebody's going to be without a license for a period of time, but they are requesting, they're trying to start a new business there at the Hampton Inn, but it's entirely at the board's discretion. You have the notice, you can waive the time period if you wish, but you're not required to.
I have a motion.
If you're going to waive it, it's going to require a board action and a motion and a vote. But if you do nothing, it'll expire on October 22nd, and they can go and do what they're planning on doing.
I make a motion to accept and waive the 30-day notice period.
I have a second.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. And there's a request to extend payment deadline for September water billing.
I'll make a motion that we extend the September billing to October 14th instead of September 30th. For the following reasons: main breaks, meter reader needed. We had service breaks, the meter reader was needed for repair, and the reading device handheld issues, battery charging program.
I have a second on that.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Resignation of Deputy Town Clerk. Nikki, can you speak to this?
Yes. One of my deputies, Veronica Draheim, will be, she says retiring again, next Friday the 14th. No, this Friday. So I would like to have permission to advertise for this position.
First, I'd like to make a motion to accept the retirement with regret of Veronica Draheim as the Deputy Town Clerk. That's the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Veronica has worked here how many years?
6 years.
Veronica is a person who's very dedicated to her job, very friendly, and she answers the phone, is asked a lot of information. If she doesn't have that information, she's always willing and going out and finding it. She's been a strength for your department, Nikki, and we wish to thank her for her service to the town of Seneca Falls. Is there any more discussion? All in favor with regret?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. And then there's the no parking reminder, November 1st to May 1st. Chief, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, don't park there.
Okay. Oh, and I want to give, make a motion to have Nikki, to give Nikki the authority to advertise for that deputy clerk position. I have a second on that.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Are there any water and sewer credits?
Can we go back to the no parking? We're going to advertise that as normal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on a serious note, that is no parking November 1st to May 1st on any street in the town. That's due to snow removal, and we do enforce that, so please do not park on the streets during that time period.
You expect snows November 1st?
I would love to have snow November 1st.
Hey Greg, can I just ask one question? Would
Yes.
it be possible also for snow removal of sidewalks to be added to that warning?
Okay.
I know last year you guys wanted that enforced, and fortunately we didn't have that much snow last year, but if we could put a small blurb about the sidewalks being the responsibility of the homeowners or the businesses downtown, that'd be great too.
Has that been enforced in the past? Or is it enforced on a complaint?
Usually just by complaint.
Just by complaint?
You want to be in Watertown, right, John?
Correct.
$75 fine? You don't, for your driveway, and you get a lot of snow.
It's also the type of thing that's been able to be addressed without a formal enforcement proceeding. Usually it's the sort of thing, as many things are, that is handled by our zoning officer by contacting the person and gently reminding them that they have obligations to keep up the sidewalks.
Thank you. Contributions to Seneca Falls Library. Nikki, how much was in the budget for that?
I believe it's $10,000.
That's already been budgeted this year. Do I have a motion
I'll make a motion
to contribute
to contribute the $10,000 to the
Seneca
library.
Falls Library? Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. I'm going to,
Excuse me, Greg. There was an oversight on this. That canopy was not put on this.
I give it
Oh, you got it on that one, Nikki? Okay.
could you explain that?
I had Nikki put it on the agenda that I want to have that canopy put over the fuel tanks. And I've got two bids.
Okay.
One for $58.75, which was a low bid from Kelsey Construction, and the other one was for $6,400, and that was from Booth Construction out of Waterloo.
Okay.
I'd like to get started on it as soon as I could for the weather breaks on us.
And that was not in the budget?
That is a budgeted item,
It's
yes.
a budgeted item, okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to accept a low bid of $58.30,
$58.75.
$58.75, to put the canopy over the fuel tanks. I have a second on that.
Was that from Kelsey?
Kelsey.
Yes, Charlie Kelsey.
Do I have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So what do we, is it something he's building, or?
Yes, they put roof trusses over the fuel tanks so the snow and stuff don't get on them. We had moved the tanks from Oak Street over, and we put them in a different spot. So we want to put the canopy over it.
So is it like an actual building, or is it just a roof with?
It's just a roof over the top. The posts are already in, they just got to put the trusses up and stuff.
So, but otherwise, you had you had two bids come in?
Yes, I did.
So given the amount involved, that would satisfy the town's procurement policy, so this is, can be acted on this evening.
And the purpose is just so that snow doesn't get on?
For protection of the tanks also. They've got strict guidelines on them.
They come out of the state and DEC, right?
That's correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bill.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Do we want to talk about the sound system? And
Pardon?
Downtown Business Association. Did we want to talk about the sound system for the Downtown Business Association? Do we want to add that in? Or no?
Yeah. We probably should have something more in writing on that, and we can talk about that during the budget process, okay?
Just so we have it. so we
Is
can
Ann still
answer.
here?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and coordinate
I
that
was
with
gonna
Ann?
say,
Okay.
I'll be glad to do
Let's
that.
do
Thank you,
that.
Jim.
You're welcome.
Oh, Jim, can I ask you, the bandstand,
Yes.
are we gonna get that street painted up?
The plan is to get the electrical done first, and then we'll scrape and paint in the spring.
Okay.
This is the thing, let's let it go through the winter here, and then we'll have it all fresh, because by the time we get the lighting done, Aaron is gonna start working on that. And we actually met down and talked about some things on Wednesday, so within the next week or two, Aaron will get going on some of that electrical, and we're also looking about some exterior lighting.
Oh, the chief wanted some extra.
Yeah.
Right.
We-
Also some signs, I think, were brought up.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
We're thinking about some exterior lighting on the fascia boards shining down as well, just to give it extra lighting on the outside edges, so. Okay,
Thank you.
welcome.
Okay, I move to adjourn. Need a second?
I will second that.
Discussion? All in favor?